Hey everyone! So, as I said before, I wanted to start doing monthly wrap-ups again, just because it's getting hard to keep up with the numbered ones, and I've reached 100. So, since I did my January wrap-up basically in my numbered ones, I am going to do February and March's. I didn't read a whole lot in February, so I'm just putting it together. So the first is a children's picture book that I actually listened to on TikTok. But it is a very cute and meaningful story called Neither. And basically in this book, there are yellow chicks and blue bunnies. And you're either born as a yellow chick or a blue bunny. But one day, a creature hatches that is green and looks like a chick but has bunny ears. And everybody wants to know, is he a bunny or a chick? And he is neither. And it's just a cute story about the fact that you don't always have to be one thing or the other. You can just be uniquely you. You can be neither. The next one is part of the Goosebumps Slappy World, and it's called Escape from Shutter Mansion. And this one was okay. It was a decent read. I usually like the Slappy books. I wouldn't call this one an absolute favorite, but it was still a fun one. So these kids have this project. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something about a story of your hometown or something along those lines. But anyways, they end up at this mansion, and there's like this creature, and there's ties to this video game that this kid likes. So like I said, it was a fun read. Not extremely memorable, but I still enjoyed it. I'm really liking the Slappy World series. The next one is As Old as Time, and this is part of the Disney Twisted Tales series. And if you don't know what that is basically books based on like the Disney movies. Like this one is Beauty and the Beast, and then there's Frozen and The Little Mermaid and so on. And it's kind of like a twist on the story. And this one is What If Belle's Mother Cursed the Beast. I really like how they did the characters in this one. I felt they were very well written, realistic, just interesting to read about. I like the writing style. It pretty much follows a lot of the same patterns in the movie. You know, she ends up having to stay with the beast. There's the characters that are household appliances that used to be human. He was cursed as a child. But we hear a lot more about Belle's mother and the beast parents, the king and queen, because he is a prince. So we get a little bit more in depth in like their story, in this book's version of their story. And I'm looking forward to the other books. Some of them I've heard mixed things about, but overall it seems most people generally like the Twisted Tales, and I can see why. They're interesting takes on them. I was starting to read the one for Aladdin. The name escapes me right now. Oh, I think that one's called A Whole New World. I gotta get back to that one because I was really liking that one. But yeah, If you like fairy tale retellings or retellings of stuff, I recommend As Old as Time, because that one was just really well done. Next one is a graphic novel that is part of the Dragon Kingdom of Renly series. So there's the Kingdom of Renly, and then the Dragon Kingdom of Renly. So Dragon Kingdom is graphic novels, whereas the other one, they're very, very short, like children's chapter books. So in this story, there is a curse called a cold fire curse that is like affecting the dragons, and this dragon from the palace teams up with dragons from the other side of the kingdom, I guess you would call it, and they basically go to find the cure for this curse. It was a fun read. I really enjoyed it, and I am currently reading book 2.
Wait, did that packet didn't go straight down?
I liked the characters. They were cute, they were fun, and I enjoyed the pictures, the artwork as well. Then I should talk about Kingdom of Renly, the first book, which is, if I remember correctly, called The Lost Stone. And this is basically about the prince and his friend looking for his mother's, I think it's a gemstone or something like that. It's very, very short. I think it's like a 60-page book, so it's a very quick read. Definitely for children. I like the dragon version better, or the dragon story. But that one wasn't too bad for a quick read. Then I read a book, and I'm not sure if it's Ozzy or it's supposed to be Ozzy, because there's only one Z in there, but it's basically Ozzy and Millie. It is about these two foxes that are best friends. I believe they're like 5th graders. And it was made by Dana Simpson, who did Phoebe and Her Unicorn, which I love. So I decided to pick that one up, and it's a lot of fun. I can definitely see how it was inspiration for that series. The character of Millie reminds me a lot of Phoebe. Oh, I forgot to mention that Ozzy or Ozzy or whatever his name is, his father is a dragon, which is interesting and fun. And I'm not quite sure if they have 2 parents or not, because I only see the dragon, and if I remember in a note or whatever that he was adopted, which would make sense because he's a fox and his dad is a dragon. I don't think I've seen both of Millie's parents, so interesting. We have 2 5th grade foxes. Interesting single parents. Kids learning about life. Some of the stuff that I liked about Phoebe and Her Unicorn, and I believe this came first, and there's only 2 books, which is disappointing because I'm liking the series much like I liked Phoebe and Her Unicorn. But at least I have the 2 to read. The next one is The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. So this one isn't really a horror novel like a lot of his books are. This one more is, I guess you would say, a survival type story. So this girl, she is, if I remember correctly, on like a hike with her parents, and she kind of goes off to go to the bathroom and she gets lost in the woods. And so this basically is about her trying to get back to her family and survive. And I really like this story. I like stories that are about survival and nature, and it wasn't too long. I like the writing. I like the character. It possibly could have been longer because it mostly just is her in the woods thinking to herself, trying to figure things out. And so we don't get a whole lot more than that, but like I said, I like stories where we get the characters' thoughts and memories, and I like nature and survival stories. So I do recommend this one. I think it was only about 5 hours or so on audio, and it was just a good book. The next one is a very short, and by short I mean like under 20 pages, Frozen book that's basically about Anna and Elsa getting into trouble, making like ice sculptures and getting snow and everything all over the place while their parents are, I think, making a business deal or something like that. And it kind of felt like you were reading about a deleted scene. So it was a fun book. I loved the Frozen movies, both of them. And so this was just like a fun little addition. Next is Nobody Likes Unicorns, Everybody Loves Them. And this is basically a llama telling you why people don't like unicorns. They love them. It was a colorful book, fun and cute, and I enjoyed it because I like both unicorns and llamas. I read Piranhas Don't Eat Bananas, which is kind of similar to Neither. It's another book about being yourself, not having to conform to the ways of others, not having to do certain things just because of who or what you are. It's basically about a piranha who likes bananas, and the other piranhas have a problem with it because piranhas don't eat bananas. This one was silly, but again, an important message. The next one is Book Love, which is basically a graphic novel about being a book lover. And they're just short little comics about this person who really loves books. And I think if you're a book lover, you know, you read all the time, like me, I think you'll enjoy this one. I read Zombie Town, which is a short book, not Goosebumps, but it's about these kids that go to the zombie movie and zombies start appearing. It was okay read. It wasn't that long. Something you probably can read in less than an hour. I think it's only like 60 pages, so it's very short. I didn't like it as much as I liked the typical Goosebumps book, but it was entertaining. Ending was a little confusing. The next one I want to talk about is a book called Clown in a Cornfield. And this one is about a girl and her father who moved to a new town for a new start. And she ends up going to like this party. So yeah, she goes to a party and her friends are attacked by people who are wearing this mask of this company's mascot. And basically it gets into they're killing these kids because they think they made the town go to shit and everything, and there's a lot of violence, some twists. It was an entertaining read, and there's a part 2, and I will definitely be reading that. There's not a whole lot you can say without just telling the whole story, so just go read it because it is a fun read. Then we have The Haunted Car, which was originally part of Goosebumps 2000. This boy's father gets a new car, and there's an evil spirit attached to it. This one was pretty good, entertaining, interesting storyline. We've had ghost ones before in Goosebumps and stuff. Man, they're not always my favorite, except the camp ones. I like both camp ones with the ghost. But this one was fun. I liked it. It was good for a read, possibly a reread. I liked the ending. The next one is Planet of the Lawn Gnomes, which is part of the Goosebumps Most Wanted series. And this one was interesting. This kid is in a new town, and he sees lawn gnomes everywhere, and he asks about the lawn gnomes, and everybody acts like he's supposed to know why. I feel this one R.L. Stine kind of did a South Park thing. Do you remember? I don't remember what season it was, but it was the one with like the whole Cthulhu thing with the superheroes and everything. Like, what was Cartman the Coon and Mysterion and stuff. How there was like a bunch of twists and everything, like stuff that happened in earlier episodes they had an answer to, right? They just kind of mashed things together, but it worked for South Park. This one feels like he just took bits of former Goosebumps books and put it into this one. And that might have worked if they didn't try to cram so many of them in there. I feel there's pieces of like of Beware the Snowman, A Shocker on Shock Street, and Welcome to Camp Nightmare. All that just like rolled into one. Not a bad story, just too many already used twists. And that is my February-March wrap-up. Tell me if you've read any of these and what you thought. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.